Hello everyone. How's it going? In accordance with Panini, Vyasa, who wrote the first commentary on the Yoga Sutras, says that yoga means samadhi, concentration. In the Yoga Sutras, 2.1, Kriya Yoga is yoga's practical aspect, the union with the Supreme in the performance of everyday duties. A person who practices yoga, or follows the yoga philosophy with a high level of commitment, is called a yogi. A female yogi may also be known as a yogini. There is no consensus on yoga's chronology or origins other than its development in ancient India. There are two broad theories explaining the origins of yoga. The linear model holds that yoga has Vedic origins, as reflected in Vedic texts, and influences Buddhism. This model is mainly supported by Hindu scholars. According to the synthesis model, yoga is a synthesis of indigenous, non-Vedic practices with Vedic elements. This model is favored in Western scholarship. Speculations about yoga began to emerge in the early Upanishads of the first half of the first millennium BCE, with expositions also appearing in Jain and Buddhist texts circa 500, circa 200 BCE. Between 200 BCE and 500 CE, traditions of Hindu, Buddhist, and Jain philosophy were taking shape. Teachings were collected as sutras, and a philosophical system of Patanjali Yogasastra began to emerge. The Middle Ages saw the development of a number of yoga satellite traditions. It and other aspects of Indian philosophy came to the attention of the educated Western public during the mid-19th century. Yoga as exercises. The postural yoga of the Western world is a physical activity consisting of asanas, often connected by smooth transitions, sometimes accompanied by breathing exercises and usually ending with a period of relaxation or meditation. It is often known simply as yoga, despite older Hindu traditions, some dating to the Yoga Sutras, in which asanas played little or no part. Asanas were not central to any tradition. Yoga as exercise is part of a modern yoga renaissance, a 20th century blend of Western gymnastics and hatha yoga pioneered by Sri Yogendra and Swami Kuvalayananda. Before 1900, hatha yoga had few standing poses. The sun salutation was pioneered by Bhawan Rao Srinivasarao Pant Pratnidhi, the Raja of Aundh, during the 1920s. Many standing poses used in gymnastics were incorporated into yoga by Krishnamacharya in Mysore between the 1930s and the 1950s. Several of his students founded schools of yoga. Pattabhi Jois created Ashtanga Vinyasa Yoga, which led to Power Yoga. B.K. S. Iyengar created Iyengar Yoga and systematized asanas in his 1966 book Light on Yoga. Indra Devi taught yoga to Hollywood actors, and Krishnamacharya's son, T.K.V. Desikachar, founded the Krishnamacharya Yoga Mandalam in Chennai. Other schools founded during the 20th century include Bikram Chowdhury's Bikram Yoga and Swami Sivananda of Rishikesh's Sivananda Yoga. Modern yoga has spread around the world. The number of asanas used in yoga has increased from 84 in 1830, as illustrated in Yoga Pradipika, to about 200 in Light on Yoga and over 900 performed by Dharma Mitra by 1984. The goal of Hatha Yoga, spiritual liberation through energy, was largely replaced by the goals of fitness and relaxation, and many of its more esoteric components were reduced or removed. The term Hatha Yoga also refers to gentle yoga, often for women. Yoga has developed into a worldwide, multi-billion-dollar business involving classes, teacher certification, clothing, books, videos, equipment, and holidays. The ancient, cross-legged lotus position and Siddhasana are widely recognized symbols of yoga. The United Nations General Assembly established 21st of June as the International Day of Yoga, and it has been celebrated annually around the world since 2015. On December 1, 2016, yoga was listed by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage. The effect of postural yoga on physical and mental health has been a subject of study, with evidence that regular yoga practice is beneficial for low back pain and stress. In 2017, a Cochrane review found that yoga interventions designed for chronic low back pain increased function at the 6-month mark, and modestly decreased pain after 3 to 4 months. The decrease in pain was found to be similar to other exercise programs designed for low back pain, but the decrease is not large enough to be deemed clinically significant. Theories of the mechanism underlying these changes include the increase in strength and flexibility, physical and mental relaxation, and increased body awareness. The ultimate goals of yoga are stilling the mind and gaining insight, resting in detached awareness. And liberation, moksha, from samsara and dukkha, a process, or discipline, leading to unity, aikyam, with the divine, Brahman, or with oneself, Atman. This goal varies by philosophical or theological system. In the classical Ashtanga yoga system, the ultimate goal of yoga is to achieve samadhi and remain in that state of pure awareness. According to Knut A. Jacobson, yoga has 5 principal meanings. A disciplined method for attaining a goal. Techniques of controlling the body and mind. A name of a school or system of philosophy, darsana, with prefixes such as hatha, mantra, and laya, traditions specializing in particular yoga techniques. The goal of yoga practice. David Gordon White writes that yoga's core principles were more or less in place in the 5th century CE, and variations of the principles developed over time. A meditative means of discovering dysfunctional perception and cognition, as well as overcoming it to release any suffering, and find inner peace and salvation. Illustration of this principle is found in Hindu texts such as the Bhagavad Gita and Yoga Sutras. In a number of Buddhist Mahayana works, as well as Jain texts. The raising and expansion of consciousness from oneself to being coextensive with everyone and everything. These are discussed in sources such as in Hinduism Vedic literature and its epic Mahabharata, the Jain Prasamrita Prakarana, and Buddhist Nikaya texts. A path to omniscience and enlightened consciousness enables one to comprehend the impermanent, elusive, delusive, and permanent, true, transcendent, reality. Examples of this are found in Hinduism Nyaya and Vaisesika school texts as well as Buddhism Madhyamaka texts, but in different ways. A technique for entering other bodies, generating multiple bodies, and the attainment of other supernatural accomplishments. These are, states White, described in Tantric literature of Hinduism and Buddhism, as well as the Buddhist Samanaphalesada. According to White, the last principle relates to the legendary goals of yoga practice. It differs from yoga's practical goals in South Asian thought and practice since the beginning of the Common Era in Hindu, Buddhist, and Jain philosophical schools. Thank you all very much. Have a nice day. Please like, share, and subscribe.